All right, ladies, so this week we talked about how to predict the products and for a chemical reaction, predicting the products of a double replacement reaction, or we said it's called precipitation reaction. This is the class kick homework. I'm going to solve all of the questions for you here. Okay, you can check your work, or if you don't understand, you can just follow along. So here I have PbNO3 plus LiCl. I have to predict the products. So the first thing that I want to do is circle the positive ion in both of these. And all I need to do with the positive ion is switch their places. So instead of PbNO3, my product will be LiNO3. And instead of LiBr, my product will be PbBr. All right? Now, before I continue, I want to check my chemical formulas that I have written. Let's look at LiNO3. Li is in group 1, has a +1 charge. NO3 is a polyatomic ion, has -1 charge. So when +1 and -1 come together, the ions add up to 0. It means I need only one of each ion. So the formula is NO3. So this is correct. Now let's look at PbBr. Pb is a transition metal somewhere here in the middle. It's not even on this table. Br is here. It's -1. So we know the charge of the Br. The charge of the Pb, I can take it from this chemical formula here. So the charge of the Pb will be +2. Pb +2. Br -1. So these ions have to add up to 0. So this means I need 2 Brs and 1 Pb. That's +2 -2, that's 0. So the formula will be like this, Pb Br2. So I need to fix this. I'm going to put Pb Br2. Now the formula is correct. Great, now you have predicted the products. The next thing that we need to do is sit and figure out which one is aqueous and which one is a solid. So now, LiNO3, is it soluble or insoluble? Let's look at our solubility rules here. So anything with NO3 is going to be soluble. There is no exceptions. So LiNO3 is soluble. So what I need to do is go to LiNO3 and put here aqueous. PbBr. Let's check our rules. Anything with Br, just clear that up. Anything with Br is soluble, except with Pb. So when Pb is with Br, it's going to be insoluble. This is the exceptions. So this means PbBr2 is a solid. All right? And that's the answer to the first one. All right, now let's solve question number 2. If you like, pause the video, solve yourself, and then you can just check your work. If you're not sure how to solve, I will go over it. So I'm going to take always the first ion, the positive ion, and the positive ion from both compounds. And what I'm going to do is switch their places. So instead of MgCl, it will be NaCl. Okay, I'm switching the ions. And instead of NaOH, it's going to be MgOH. All right, like that. Now, if you notice, this 2 here, I don't copy this to the answer. A lot of students are copying this to the answer. No, we don't do that. Okay, this 2 is for this equation here. I'm not going to copy that into my products there. So there we go. NaCl and MgOH. Next thing I'm going to do is check the formulas. So first, let's start with NaCl. So here's Na, and here's Cl. So what's the charge of Na and Cl? So Na is +1, Cl is -1. The charges add up to 0, so the formula is NaCl. So this is correct.
Mom,
all right? Next one, MgOH. So here's Mg and OH. Let's find them in the table below. Here's Mg, and OH is a polyatomic ion. It's here, and it has a -1 charge. So that's going to be a +2 and a -1. So these numbers have to add to 0. So if I have +2, I need to have -2. So I'm going to bring another OH. So the formula is like this: 1 magnesium and 2 hydroxides. Do you see that? So it has to be written like this. Come on, you can do this. It's not too hard. Keep practicing. All right, now we have to see which one is solid and which one is aqueous. NaCl. Let's go to our solubility rules. All right, anything that has Na is soluble, no exceptions. So that means NaCl is aqueous. Next one, MgOH2. Let's go to our rules. Here's OH. Anything that has OH is insoluble, except when it's with these ions. And in this case, we don't have these ions. So this is going to be solid. Insoluble means solid. There we go. That's our answer. All right, now let's take a look at question number 3. AgNO3 plus NaCl. So I'm going to highlight the first ions, and I'm going to switch their places. So instead of being AgNO3, it will be NaNO3. Okay? And instead of being NaCl, it's going to be AgCl. So the Na and the Ag, they switch places. Now the formulas here are correct because all of these ions are +1, -1. So no problem here with the formulas. Now let's figure out which one is aqueous and which one is solid, okay? So first of all, NaNO3. Anything with Na is soluble. No exception. So this is going to be soluble. So we write aqueous. AgCl. Anything with Cl is soluble, except, this one has exceptions, except when it's with Ag. So this is going to be the solid. So here's the answer for number 3. All right, last one, number 4. KNO3 plus MgI2. All right, go ahead, pause the video and try to answer yourself. Okay, so again, I like to highlight the first ions and switch their places. So instead of KNO3, I'm going to have MgNO3. And instead of MgI, I'm going to have Ki. Now notice I did not copy this 2, okay, but I did copy this 3. This is because NO3 is a polyatomic ion. The only time we copy the numbers is when it's with a polyatomic ion. Okay, now before I continue, let's check the formulas. All right, MgNO3. So magnesium is a +2, NO3 -1. So remember, these numbers have to add to 0, so we need another NO3 to be +2, -2. So the formula will look like this: 1 magnesium and 2 nitrates. So I'm going to put here a 2. Okay? All right, now let's look at the next one, Ki. K is +1, I is -1. So +1, -1, we just need one of each. So this formula is correct. Next, figure out which one is soluble and which one is insoluble. Okay, so first one, MgNO3. Anything that has NO3 is going to be soluble. There is no exception. So that means this one is soluble. Ki. Anything with K is going to be soluble. No exception. So this is soluble and soluble. And we talked about anytime you have 2 soluble and no precipitate, then the answer is no reaction. If no solid is formed, then there is no reaction. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Make sure all your work in class cake is correct.